Belichick's first year at North Carolina has gotten off to a disastrous start, leading to numerous reports that Belichick and the school were engaged in negotiations to lower the coach's buyout. But Belichick and UNC put out a joint statement Wednesday night countering those claims. Belichick said in the statement, quote, "I'm fully committed to UNC football and the program we're building here." UNC AD Bubba Cunningham added, "Coach Belichick has the full support of the Department of Athletics and the university." All right, Mina, is Belichick's tenure at UNC already a failure? Donezo? Bye. Adios.
I think so. I'm not saying he's going to get fired mid-season. We'll see. I feel like they played this out. But to me, it's really hard to sell this as anything but a failure. And I want to be clear. It's not because of the football. It's not because they're getting routed and because they don't have commensurate talent with expectations. I do believe he has the ability to turn that around. It's because of the program aspect of it. He, to me, has shown that he shouldn't be running a college program. When you hear reports like Patriot scouts aren't being allowed to come to games because of the pettiness, that, to me, is far more damning than what we're seeing on the football field. You guys know college football is different from the NFL. When you go in there, you are not just coaching players between the lines. You are running an entire program. He has staffed it poorly. It's been nepotism, things like that. He has run it poorly. You've got parents complaining as well. I don't see that turning around. Do you guys see that turning around?
No. Nope, not at all. It's a failure.
Fair enough.
Doubt about it. For all the things that you just said. Now let's take this, and let's also take this into consideration. I'm not trying to, just throw shade on it, but understand, this is not the SEC. This is not the Big Ten. As quality of a conference as the ACC is, it is not them. They are at the University of North Carolina. It's not Ohio State. It's not Michigan. It's not Alabama. It's not Georgia. At University of North Carolina. It's more popular for basketball than football. Do y'all know, Dan, RC, Mina, MJ, that North Carolina joined the ACC and they've been there with football since 1953. Did y'all know that? Since 1953?
Yeah.
Take a guess. Take a guess how many conference titles the program has won since 1953.
I would have to go with 0. Oh, 5.
Zero?
I don't remember what though.
Five in over 70 years. I mean, they are pretty much inept when you compare it to elite programs. So you go out and you get a guy that is a curmudgeon. Let's call it what it is. He ain't the most inviting person in the world. I mean, he was more inviting when he was working with RC on television than I've ever seen him in my life. Okay, you hear, like Mina said, you hear him talk. Parents complaining about him already. Okay, parents. Okay, number 2, number 3. You know that it's going to be difficult for him to recruit. And that's really what this comes down to. Yeah. That's not the answer. And then you know what this last thing with this statement, that's definitely the university. You know Bill Belichick ain't got nothing to say to anybody. You know he can give a damn what anybody says. And if he speaks, you know he ain't interested in telling the truth because he ain't interested in lying either. He ain't interested in telling you a damn thing. Okay? He just wants to do what he wants to do and be done with it, which is why the pros was the only option for him. And now that he's doing what he's been doing at Carolina, I mean, who's to say he'll ever get another head coaching opportunity? It's pretty bad there. It really, really is.
Yeah, I think, 2 years ago, I probably have a different perspective on this. After working with him last year and getting to know him, I actually like Coach Belichick. I also know that he can't change. I know that he is who he is. And Mina, to me, hit the nail on the head when she talked about staffing. He didn't staff this correctly. He went with his NFL friends. He went with his son. He didn't put the program before himself and say, hey, look, how do I allow UNC to be the best football program for the young men that I will now be mentoring, in some senses fathering, in a lot of senses teaching and leading? That's what college coaching is. College coaching isn't just about the X's and O's, which we know Bill Belichick is great at. College coaching is about what these young men see on a day-to-day basis. Who is on the sideline? How are they on the sideline? How do you run your household? How do you run your building? And Bill Belichick, unfortunately, has failed at that. I think it's unequivocally one of the greatest NFL coaches of all time. Adjusting is hard for people like Bill Belichick. It's not that the scoreboard says that every day you're failing. It's the way it looks. I met UNC parents in the offseason. And they told me about conversations that they've had with people on that staff who I've had conversations with, who I know believe a certain thing, don't bend, and won't bend. And so to me, whether they put out any statement that they are fully committed to Bill Belichick or that Bill Belichick is fully committed to North Carolina, I don't see it changing there for the better.
All of us have done Monday Night Football. We have these coaches calls. What's the main thing they say? It's all about the culture. It's all about the mindset. There's a lot of things that don't necessarily translate apples to apples from the NFL to college, but that does, and it's very clear. And why would he, at this stage in his life, at this stage in his career, try to like re-nurture, reparent stuff? He's not interested. I would assume he's not interested in that stuff. He wants to go out there and win. But to your point, and how Mina said, you have to have the collective around everything. I think that's the biggest disconnect and the biggest failure, moreover, to what's going on.
Especially in nowadays college football, it's more needed. This feels like the beginning of the end at North Carolina. I was one who thought it would work, so I'm surprised it's gotten to this point. I think North Carolina, and I understand that, Stephen A., they haven't been this ACC powerhouse with football, but I do think North Carolina is going to have to take a step back quickly and go, are we going to, as an administration, do what we think is best for our football program moving forward or for what Coach Bill Belichick wants moving forward? And that's going to be the line of demarcation. I also would say this. High school recruiting probably, it doesn't matter nearly as much as it used to. Those rankings can be adjusted however we want. Most of these programs aren't really deep into it nowadays as they used to be. If you were a transfer and you are having all these schools to look at, just keeping it real right now, and you've seen what's transpired at North Carolina really since the moment this has started, and you're a guy that is an ACC type of player, and you got the chance to go to North Carolina as a transfer, and you got the chance to go to Clemson as a transfer, you got the chance to go to Georgia Tech as a transfer. What about North Carolina looks appealing right now? No, and I don't think that there's anything other than Bill Belichick's NFL past.
Yeah, but I've learned too that these kids don't care about that, right? Like these kids
playing for Bill Belichick.
Yeah. They don't look at Bill. They don't look at Bill Belichick in that way. Like the Bill Belichick that we know, they don't even know. We got to realize when he was winning championships with Tom Brady, this isn't a time that these guys are watching football and taking it in and wanting to be like.
They were toddlers.
I mean, some young people look at Bill that way.
Yeah. Sadly, it appears that it's time to eulogize Bill Belichick. Listen, this was a 6-time champion as a head coach, an 8-time champion overall that was universally recognized as the best of this generation, if not ever, 5-6 years ago. Tom Brady departs. Then New England dissipates. They diminish before our very eyes. Then he ultimately gets booted out of New England. It's time for a change. Then there were NFL openings, and nobody wanted to bring him on board, in all likelihood, because you had young dudes that wasn't trying to surrender whatever little power they thought they had to bring on the dude they weren't going to be qualified to tell what to do. So because he couldn't get an opportunity, he goes to college. And we go there and we see Michael Jordan and Lawrence Taylor show up for opening night of his college football coaching career, and they get trounced by TCU. And then after that, we see how they have looked. We have gone in a matter of 5 years from talking about this man being one of the greatest ever to asking who the hell is going to want him. It's bad. It's that bad.
I can't believe Stephen A. went to the here lies Bill Belichick's coaching
I
career.
thought we were at the church. I was like, okay, Deacon, let's go. By the way, the Tar Heels set to travel to Cal for their first road ACC game.
He got in the funeral suit, though.
October
It's the
17th.
truth.
That's what the Deacons
That
wear
is
to the
not a
funeral.
Deacon.
It's the truth.
He got the gray going too.
Stop it. All right, here's our Saturday SEC on ABC College
Hey,
Football.
Dan, when you get 57, call me.
Oh, period.
You want this, you got that. No way, watch them walk right past you. Run fast,